Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman news gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman news. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Please let me know that you can hear me. I don't want to sit here and I'm like, y'all can't hear me again. But good morning, news crew. Good morning to you all. I am definitely coming on camera. I am getting myself ready this morning. I am I'm so happy I spent time last week with my family and some of my little ones. I'm glad that you all were so like kind and patient with me while I did that last week. And I'll explain to you all what happened. I did not expect to be an entire week away from, my life and my YouTube channel and my people, but it was so necessary. So I appreciate you all for that. I think it's important for us content creators to definitely take time to do things that's really important to your life. And those kids are getting older, and I definitely want to make sure I have moments in their lives. And so this was so important for me. So one thing, it definitely taught me that I don't have as much patience as I thought I did. Good morning, Naries. Good morning to you. And I saw you popping up all over the weekend. I saw you drop down. Like, I guess I'm gonna have to watch some old reviews. No, no, no. I'm definitely here. Ain't nothing. I'm definitely right here. It's nothing. I'm definitely all in. Hey, Justice Southern Belle. Nate, what's going on? B1, I missed you. Good morning. Lincoln, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Cheryl, good morning. Brick Girl, you know it. Brick Girl was like, okay, what's really good? Yes, I'm right here. Yes, yes, ma'am. Good. Okay. Hey, Cynthia, Ambrosia. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Queen Diva. Good morning to you. Good morning. Yeah, so like I had told you, I think I had told you, and I hope everyone had a good Memorial's Day weekend. Did what did you all do? Are you all like a grilling, like you get around family and grilling all that good stuff? I remember I used to look forward to, Memorial's Day weekend, July 4th, all of that for the outdoor grills and stuff. And as the years got older, as I got older, that shit sort of went away. So as much as I look forward to it, it doesn't really happen. Not for me. I know in my family it does, but hopefully you all got to spend some time with your family. Morning, Mimi. Good morning to you. Hey, glad you took time for yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Yes. Oh my, it was so dope. All right, so let's get in. And I know it was so much stuff happening on these YouTube streets. I know it was so much stuff happening in celebrity news. And I'm like, I really need to get caught up. So I didn't want to have a morning live where I just was in here and I didn't have all the facts and details together. So I wanted to make sure I had everything I needed. So I'm taking today out to get myself caught up. Bad Boys LA, all the celebrity news, everything I want to talk about. So when we come back for a Wednesday show tomorrow morning, we all good to go. It ain't like I left. I'm picking up, we updating all that good stuff. So again, thank you for bearing with me. So I think I told you all that my cousin had asked me like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, hey, you want to come to Disney World with me and the boys? Now she has 4 boys, okay, ages from 3 all the way up to 12. And so I was like, yes, definitely, I'm down. And so what I didn't know was she had got these tickets through a resort. And so the resort, basically you pay for the resort stay and they provide you with tickets to Disney Orlando. And so I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is great. So as we were driving down, me being King Roman. So I started to look online like, okay, so what are we going to do? What do we have access to? And what I realized is that even if you have tickets to Orlando, you have to reserve them through their park management system. Like you have to be on their schedule as coming to attend Disney World. And so we had the tickets, but we didn't have the park reservation schedule. We weren't like there. So it was almost like, okay, you got tickets, but we didn't have you set to come on this date. And it's Memorial Day weekend. So everybody is down there. It was so fucking packed everywhere. So we had to switch it all up. We ended up taking the kids to Universal Orlando. They had a lot of seats left, a lot of space left. We took them there. We took them to this place called Aquatica Bay, a lot of different other parks, but we really couldn't take them to Disney World. So that was part of my like re-strategizing, trying to figure out what to do with them down there. But they ended up having a great time. I saw a lot of families down there, a lot of kids, a lot of naked bodies on the beach. I definitely was happy to be on the beach. And I wanted to go live a couple of times, but it was really, really very intimate, and I was really, really with the kids and kicking it and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable recording them in moments like that. Even at the water park, I took a couple of pictures. I put them on my personal IG and my public IG. I put them, I posted stuff like that, but I just didn't. I've been watching the way things go, and I'm very, very protective of those boys, and so I don't want anything. I was telling my cousin, I'm like, nah. She was like, why don't you? I'm like, no, I'm okay. So I didn't want to do that. As I become a YouTuber, I'm gonna get more comfortable with that kind of stuff. I just was not comfortable at all with sharing them. But we ended up going down. It was a nice, we had a nice hotel, a nice stay. It was like a 19-hour drive. She drove from Rochester to pick me up, and then we drove all the way down to Orlando. And when I tell you, between her and me and the kids, and then I took Eli, my dog, and so then he was able to get into the park too. I forgot that they don't really ask you if your dog is a service dog or not. So I had him in the park, and other people was how did you get your dog in the park and stuff like that? We could have brought Fido. I'm like, I don't know either. I just let him walk. And poor Eli, he was sitting in the back of that car the whole trip, scared and terrified. The kids were trying to play with him and pet him, and he just did not want to be bothered. He was mad, more so mad at me because I should have left him home at daycare. So when I got back yesterday, first thing I was like, I'm gonna take him to daycare just so he can play. This nigga jumped out of my arms into daycare. Just jumped. I said, all right, cool. So I picked him up last night. So he's better. He's still healing from the dog attack, and he's much, much better. So all of that is good with him. Then so as we ended up departing from Orlando. Now Orlando was nice. We stopped out to one little spot and saw the way they get down out there, and I tell you, I love it. I love the countryness of it all. um We had a great time. Met some very weird people. I met some Florida type people. I met this girl, everybody's down by the pool. Well, my cousin met her, and she's out there talking about turning tricks. And I'm just like, And then had nerve enough to ask me because I wasn't giving her play. She's shaking her butt in front of me and doing all this stuff, and I wasn't giving her play. So she asked me, she said, "Are you gay?" And I was like, "Okay, you on vacation, so don't trip." So I said, "Why you ask me that?" She's like, "No, I mean, if you are, it's fine. Like, I have so many gay friends. My first girlfriend she was gay. My first, I'm not sitting there looking like, why do people do this? Like, I don't give a fuck, bitch." So I was like, "Yeah, I am." She was like, "Oh, you should hang with us tonight." I'm like, "Nah, bitch, I don't get down like that. I'm not that kind of guy." So we was gonna go hang out with her, but it just was not the smartest move to do, being that we just came in town. So left her to the wayside, and she ended up texting my cousin like early in the morning, like she was doing something. And I just wanted, like, you have kids, and what are you doing? And like she was telling us she had all this money and shit. I'm like, there's no way you have all this money and you're tricking in a hotel for Memorial Day weekend. But she wasn't the only one. It was a strip of that going on, and it was like, wow. But nonetheless, we had a good time. Let me tell you about the water parks. So they love water parks. And I wasn't trying to get in nobody's water. I didn't even want to go in nothing. I sat by the poolside. Don't ask me. I ain't doing nothing. But the little ones, they always tempt me. So the baby, Carter, he comes and grabs me and says, "Let's go to the water park." So we walk down to the water park. I'm like, okay, I gotta walk in this bitch. So I'm walking in. I got my hat on. I got my shorts. I'm dressed. I ain't really changed into nothing. Before I know it, he done cut my hand, ran up the water slide, past all the other kids. And I said, "Oh my God." The lady siren blowing her horn. I'm like, "Man, it's okay." So I had to go get him. I had to follow him around the whole entire park. And it was like he didn't give a fuck who was in line, what line was going on. It's his turn. And I kept saying, "You gotta wait. You gotta wait." It was cute at first, but then I started getting like frustrated, embarrassing, like, "Come on, we're not about to do this." Um, it was definitely a lot of low disciplines because boys are very, very, they will try every fucking thing. So they was trying everything the whole trip. So then they finally got back here, and when I tell you they went through my place, and from testing out Google, my place is a Google Home, Google thermostat, Google sound, Google coffee maker, Google lights, Google everything. So when I first came in, it was hot, so I said, "Google, turn the temperature." Them kids Googled all night until the next day. Google this. All I saw was my lights going on and off, blue, red. I said, "Cousin." um, of course, like little brothers and like little nephews went through my stuff, took some things, clothes, shoes, whatever, and that's all love. That's exactly what I want. I rather share my stuff with my little cousins than anybody else. Now, here's the craziest things. I have a room. This room I'm in now is Eli's room / my workout room / everything. So I have weights on the floor and stuff. The first thing they do is come in here. They all start working out. They all picking up the weights, and I'm just getting motivated. Like, I don't even do this shit. They ain't here on my little pull up machine on the bars pulling up and shit. So Drake, one of the youngest, he's like, "I want my own weight." So he trying to leave the house with my weights. I'm like, "Bro, they're my only weights." And so I told him I would order him some weights off of Amazon and have it sent to his house. He wants to work out. So now that's his big thing. He's into working out and shit. I'm like, it's so funny to see what they're into. Roman, his name, I have a sign in this room and it says my real name versus Roman. And so he saw the sign and recognized his name. And he's like, "So we got to fight?" I said, "No, we don't have to fight." I was like, "That was my name before it was your name." "No, it's not. That's not your name." And so my cousin did give him the name because, it's my nickname, my moniker, and she thought it was cute. And so she just gave it, she shared it with him, and it fits in perfectly. Acts just like a Roman, acts just like a Roman. I'm telling you, very, very much so in tune to himself. So, and then the oldest, which is the one like I probably spent the most time around from his birth to now, um, growing up so much in front of my eyes and has questions about everything. If I change the Google Maps in the car, "Where are we going?" "Wow, I thought we was going here." "Well, what time they close?" "Well, I don't want to do." It's like, so every time I did something, I would say, "Okay, what's the question? What you want to know?" And he'd be like, "I ain't got no questions." 2 minutes later, So where we about to go? So I missed all of that. It had been like a year almost since I had like a good solid time with the boys and like all of that. So I missed that. Now here's the trade-off, right? I told you all Memorial Day weekend, King Roman was going out to be a whole thought this weekend. Here it was Black Pride. And part of, one of that was an event out on Sandy Beach, where, they had the new beach and I had bought some stuff to go. And so I gave that up to enjoy this weekend. And my cousin kept saying, "Are you sure? You sure?" And I'm like, "Well, I was assuming we were coming back Sunday morning. I could at least have made it to the beach, but we didn't. We got back Monday, and it's all love. It's all good." And I was asking myself, I wonder if God was like, "Nah, that's not you right now." Like, no, because I was all, when I tell you, down to like shoes, and I was all ready to go out and just bust it. But that was not even the kind of weekend I had. I had it very much so uncle, cousin, brother weekend. And me and my cousin laughed. It's so funny because her and I both have issues with our friends at the current moment. And just to talk about it and hear what's going on with her friend and, mine. And I was able to tell her, like, y'all ain't going through shit. I was looking, and if you are listening to me, the other friend, because I like you dearly. Y'all ain't going through shit. I saw y'all messages. Y'all ain't going through shit. Y'all gonna be fine. It's just a little thing that I think females go through with each other. Y'all gonna be fine. Now, me on the other hand, we don't exchange very tumultuous words, and it's all because people feel like you shouldn't be. I don't know, but don't be. I don't know. I'm not even gonna go into that situation. I don't need nobody texting me nothing like that. But it was great to talk to her about that. I also talked about, I don't know why it's been on my mind lately, but marriage and then getting married and then realizing that if I don't talk to my family about that's something I want to do, will I know if they'll be a part of it? So I asked I'm happy to know that my cousin will be around for it, and I love her for that. But I think I would wanted to know was like, would you be okay with me inviting your kids? But I'm scared to ask her because I don't want her to, I don't know, I don't want the rejection yet, but I want her to be open. Like, if something like that was to happen, would you like be comfortable, or should that have that conversation? Because we've never had the conversation about who or what is. All they know is in their eyes, I got a job, I make a lot of money, I do whatever I want to in their eyes, knowing damn well that's not the truth. I don't make a lot of money, I don't do whatever I want to, but in their eyes as kids, they really do look up to me. I mean, from the music I was playing, they started learning all the lyrics and they wanted to play it all. From the deuces in the picture to deuces in the picture. So it's love, and I wish I can have like, you know, I was telling her like y'all got to come back, keep him here for a couple of weeks, So I'm looking forward to that. But it's interesting because I would love to have them around that, but I would never want it, and she's not comfortable with it because I think it's important that a parent is comfortable with their child being exposed to that. It goes back to what we talk about here, um, and hot topics and stuff like that. So and I carry that in my real life. Like if my cousin is not comfortable with that, then I respect that. But as long as she's there, I don't, I love them to pieces, but I definitely need my cousin there. So it's been interesting. I don't know if I can say this. So next month I'm going to LA to see a friend. And me and my cousin was talking about this female friend because me and this female friend used to date. She's like my first girlfriend in college. And I think we had this story. And it's so funny how after we had this story, you all, she texts me. And she texted me, "Hey, I miss you," and gave me some life updates. And I text her back, and she's like, "Whenever you're available, you should come visit." And I'm like, "Sure." And I was just telling my cousin, like, "Now, isn't this crazy? I have these conversations on my YouTube channel, thinking nobody fucking in my real life watches me or cares. And then in my real life, here come messages. Y'all don't even get it. That's why I be censoring myself. I get text messages, I get little shit, and I be like, oh, okay." So I'm gonna go see her next month in LA. I want to kick it with her. I want to hang out with her. I want to catch up. I miss that old side of me. I don't know whatever that brings or whatever that is, but I'll tell you, I definitely miss that old side of me. So I'm looking forward to that. And my cousin was like, just, be you, do whatever, don't look at it too, don't put too much weight on it. And so I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss her. What we saying? What we saying? So Ambrosia Anais, that is no one cares. Okay, Disney World. Yeah. Oh my God, it was so horrible. We sitting there like, and we weren't the only ones. You don't know how many families came down thinking that they can just go into Disney and buy a ticket. I even got to the point was like, well, fuck the resort. Let me just buy tickets. Let me just get like 2 day tickets for. You can't do that because if they don't have that reserved in the system, you're not going in. So we were sitting there like amongst the other families, like, the fuck kind of shit is this? Yeah, naked, you say? Yes. Good morning, Kimberly Black. Disney World, Disneyland's for the super rich nowadays. The way they run the parks for the wealthy, Universal is much better for getting your money's. Yeah, and you know what? They enjoyed Universal, and as we got to walking and thinking about it, Universal is more for their age group. Like we're not talking about. They're not really into the Mickey, the Minnie. They weren't. That we would have went and we'd have figured some shit out, but they really enjoy Universal. It was much more older crowd, and it was easier to navigate. It wasn't like I was expecting to be. I had my hat, I had my shades. I brought my water bag. I was expecting to be out there all day long. And you know, if I don't have Miss Mary, my nerves, my everything gets going south. So, and me and my cousin are the same thing. So we was, are you gay? No trick. I'm just not attracted to you. Like what? Like it was just like no. And she was really out there at the pool shaking her shit, and everybody was seeing. And then let me tell you, I know my cousin don't want me telling her business because I have to. So my cousin out by the pool. I don't know where the fuck I was or what I was doing. I come down to the pool. All I know is this couple is in the hot tub, winking and blowing kisses at my cousin. Now I'm sitting here looking like, well, what kind of shit is going on out here? What is it? I'm when I tell you, there definitely was a straight y'all loose in the juice. So afterwards, me and my cousin go to the truck after the kids die down. You know, we throwing one back, whatever, chilling. They walk past, and the girl blow a kiss at my cousin again. Her dude walks to the corner. She comes to the side of the car and she's just having regular conversation and talking. And she's like, well, what's your number? I want to talk. I'm saying looking like so that's okay for you. Now I'm thinking in my head now, why if her man would have came over to my side, would have been out the norm. That would have been on some like what kind of freaky shit, but it's okay for y'all. And I always say that in my head, like, that's the shit I'm talking about. Why she couldn't wait over there and he came to my window. I mean, what's wrong with that? It was funny though. My cousin was definitely getting her fair share of uh my family have a house in Florida. I have never encountered any Floridians you see and hear about on TV or social media. I gotta have a meet and greet with those special Florida folks. And, oh baby. And then, you know, everyone is so, of course, you know, and I got family in Florida too. Everyone's so that southern charm. And me and my cousin fell in love with that. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. I love that. I think that's one thing I love about it. Everyone has that southern hospitality, that southern charm. They invite you in, they want to take care of you and all that good stuff. And here my mean ass, like I was not having it, any of it. Not no, we got to fight something. I have 32 nieces and nephews, and they wouldn't dare try that homophobia crap with me or their raggedy mamas. That's beautiful. You have 32 nieces and nephews. I mean, do you know them all personally? Not, I'm sure not all of them. Do you know a fair share of them all personally? Wow, really is the girl we were talking about? Yes, Miss Toby. Yes. Hmm. I ain't gonna show that girl messages because we're cool. We are very cool, and we're gonna. She's been very significant in my life. I'll say that in a lot of different ways, not just, but she helped me when I first started doing like professional videos and stuff back in college. She helped. She's a videographer. She does that. She went to LA to go produce movies and do all that good stuff. And you know, she married someone who was in working for I don't know if it was Paramount or somebody studios. And the update I received was that things aren't going so well, and that you know I'm out here by myself. You know, you can come visit. I always got a room, and I'm like, absolutely. But it was just nice. I feel like I'm putting things that have been beholding. I've been holding in out into the universe, and some fucking way they're just coming back like flat. Now, you all know that my mom, she lives in Florida. She was like about maybe 20 minutes away from where I was. And I reached out, wanted to connect. And it wasn't like on hey, I'm here, so what's up? But it was like, hey, I'm in town with the kids. And she was just telling me things to do. I guess my cousin's parents reached out to my mom, or I don't know how it was. They wanted some meat from Florida, and we didn't have any time to do any of that. When you have four boys who all sleep on different patterns, eat on different patterns, eat all the time, and always bored. What are we doing now? It's boring, you know. So I had zero time, and I had my dog Eli, who was baby. Eli smelled that Florida air, and he wanted to go run into the damn jungles. I kept telling him, "You run across, go ahead, go do it, so the other side can be looking like the other side." So all that combination going on. We didn't link up. I did not get a chance to see my mother. It was good to talk to her, and everything was cool. But what's funny is that as I'm coming back, and I did post a few pictures to social media of me and the boys and the family. She did send me a text message saying that she would be interested in coming here to see me, bringing her family. Now that's never happened. It never happened as my mom and her family, her husband and grandkids came and visited me, and I've lived here now for about 3 or 4 years. So again, when I say I feel like this YouTube channel, I put things out there into the world, and some way they're coming back either fixed or just on a platter to be fixed. And I'm open to that, and I would love for them to come visit. I will set it out. I will have an agenda, things to do. That's in my heart. I'm a big family guy. I'm big on that. Um, so I thought that was kind. I was like, okay, we'll see. We will see. Good morning, Miss Toby. If your cousin truly accepts everything about you, then she should be okay with her kids are your family, so it really shouldn't matter. Thank you, Black Swan. Okay, okay. I'm looking like, oh, okay, because I saw a comment the other day and I said, oh, very Carrie. Good morning. I am loving the name, Very Carrie. Damn, I like that. I really do. It's very catchy. Very Carrie. Okay. And nothing else. Um, Thank you. I appreciate it, y'all. I'm just rambling this morning. I wanted to catch up. Oh, you should have heard her feelings. I mean, she had on these raggedy shorts. You know how sometimes you put on a bathing suit and you pull your jean shorts up, but you open the zipper out and try to hang them as low as possible so you can show your waist. Well, the problem was is that I think she knew that she didn't shave like that would be conducive to pulling them all the way down and showing. So when she was like backing it up, she would only back up so far that you couldn't see nothing. And I'm just sitting here looking like that is doing nothing for me and no one else here. But apparently she was turning them. Saying good money, honey. Shape easy. That's amazing for me. I hope LA is fabulous for you. I just want to go. I'm really want to just go get on the beach and eat some of that food out there and go look at a couple of places I've been seeing online. Good morning, everyone coming in. I'm sorry I can't speak. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Clyde. Good morning, Clyde. I love that very Carrie name. Very, very Carrie. So that's what ended up happening my entire week last weekend, and then so that Friday when I was like my last when I was leaving, that's when I think Sunday or Friday or something, but I saw something that said Treecey is back. I think she went live, and I jumped down in the chat. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. What's going on? Because everyone was saying that she's gonna be in there to the 31st, and I'm like, I hope to goodness that Treecey is not in there until Memorial Day weekend. So it was good to see her out. I sent her a little something because the more I get on here, y'all understand my story as well. I'm currently going. I think my expungement is complete now. This is something I want to tell y'all in January, but I had a very unfortunate someone. I got pulled over in Pennsylvania. Yes, and got pulled over in Pennsylvania for something that I should have never gotten pulled over for. Even the police officer knew it, and it was a wrongful. And I mean, from the entire arrest, like they arrested me. I had my dog in the car. I had to call my friend to come get my dog from away from where I was. That was like an hour away. They arrested me, handcuffed me, took me in, booked me, handcuffed my ankles and my hands in a cell overnight until the judge in the morning could let me go on a bond. When I tell you that was my first time and last time ever being arrested for some shit, um, and this was part of the reason why me and my mom fell out, because I called my mom and told her first thing she says to me is "Welcome to the family." I said, "You got to be fucking kidding me! This ain't nothing. I'm not trying to be a part of. This is not nothing. This was scary as hell." And because my TT got me the best attorney in the motherfucking world in Pennsylvania, not only did the attorney scare the ADA, they scared them so much that they want to dismiss, expunge, and then provide me a letter. And I said no. So actively going on a case after that sheriff's office, a civil case, because it was like it was so wrong, and it was purely racism. You see a black guy in a rental driving from one part of the state to another part of the state, because I just lost my uncle to COVID-19 during that time frame. And I'm driving from, I just had to go. It was in the middle of the night. And so I'm driving from where I was. And, next thing I know, I see sirens. It pulls over. And you know what he says to me? And we got it on his badge. He says to me, "We've never seen Florida license plates in this area, so I had to pull you over." And I said, "Bam, thank you. That's not no damn plausible. Did you run the plates? Are you kidding me?" So after we went through all of that, baby, they ran that expungement. They ran every fucking thing through. And so I wanted to talk about it in January, but the expungement didn't go through until March. So I wanted to give it some time. But when this all happened to Treecey, I was like, I can only imagine, especially if you're not used to going or being locked down or detained like that. It is a fucking scary sight. I mean, I literally laid on the bench, tied up. I'm like, and I'm just counting down the time. I was looking 1, 2, 3, 4. I had to wait all the way till 8 a.m. And I'm just sitting looking at the time. And I couldn't think of nothing. When I got the opportunity to call my TT, baby, my TT was like, "What the fuck do we need to do?" And everything happened and everything moved. Attorney, bond, call this. All she did was call this place. They're gonna take care of you. You go down here, boom. And so I can totally understand. So I'm glad that she was able to get out and get her freedom back. Um, is it my business why she was there, how she got there? I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care who and how and why. I don't give a fuck. That's y'all shit. Y'all be doing too fucking much in this damn beef sector. I don't care. And had this been anybody I fuck with, Rico, DKL, anybody down here, I would say the same thing. I don't give a fuck, because I don't think that it's come to the point where we need to be locking each other up and then thinking it's okay that the person who's doing we're supporting him. I don't fuck him. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm glad she's out. I never want to see somebody locked up. Even people I don't even like down here, I would never want to see anyone locked up over some YouTube shit. Now, I can only imagine having to tell someone, "Yeah, I was locked up for YouTube." Are you fucking kidding me? Bitch, take my channel. Take this fucking platform over YouTube. I'll be on Twitter doing a whole morning show. Okay, I'll be at Facebook Live doing a morning show. Bitch, I will turn this into Instagram Live and do a morning show before I'll be going to jail over YouTube. It's not that serious to me. And getting back at someone is not so serious to me that I'm going to do something that will cause me to. And I'm not speaking ill on anyone, because again, I don't give a fuck about that. Y'all been doing this shit for years. She posted a picture about something. Yeah, granted, yeah, Treecey, I did not like that at all. Leah a picture about her and her edges. Like, damn, leave her alone. Leave her out of it. Okay. Just go for 5. Okay. I get that. But that does not to me grounds to be sending anyone to jail. They do that shit they do worse things. It's fucking jerks out here who are putting little girls online for sex trafficking. You so gung-ho on wanting to get somebody in jail over this, go chase down them motherfuckers and get a real reward and be somebody really. You think, oh wow, you got Treecey. I'm like, that shit was so silly to me. I'm like, okay, the next story. And then it moves into another story. Everything, it's just like things just happen. And I was trying to keep up, but it's hard to keep up with the kids. And I'm trying to keep my cousin keeping up with me. And her attention span in is only so long. And I get it. She don't know the players like I know the players. So it's like, and then I think Spill It Boy TV, the channel was porn bombed or something like that. And I'm just like, y'all are just it's just amazing to me to watch these things happen, because when you are a part of that, it does come tenfold. I always talk about energy and people don't get it, but whatever energy you put out is lost energy here. You have to get that energy back. So when you give off energy, you're opening space up for another type of energy to come back. And typically, the energy you give off, the space that's open, is going to receive that kind of energy. So you go out here being negative, right? You're giving that energy. All right, I got that off my chest. I done fucked you up. Whew, that space. What do you think? What do you think is coming back your way? It may not come now. It may not come in the next 6 months. But trust me, that energy that was given off, that presence, that void, is gonna come back some way, some shape or form. And I get, here we go. Here we go, y'all. I'm gonna slide it in. It's the motherfucking beef sector. What the fuck you expect? We roast and gag over here. We with the shits. Yeah, but I don't think nobody wants to go to jail over it. No one. Even the people who say that. I don't think you want to go to jail. So I was really, really glad to see Treecey out. And I was really happy to see her showing herself. I'm like, okay, Treecey said, fuck it. I mean, shit, what else I got to lose now? Bitch, I'm back. Hey, I'm here. So it was good to see you back. And Treecey, don't be. I mean, it's a one thing to say, don't be afraid, but I can only imagine, like, if you're outside your house and people are like stalking you and shit like that. That's a crazy thing. I haven't lived that. Thank God I'm not going to. But um, it's just really it's stepping out of fun and entertainment, and you're just cringing when you watch it. I'd be cringing when I watch some of the shit. I'd be like, damn. Then I think last night I was getting a whiff of what happened with Big Man TV, and I'm like, I thought Big Man TV had converted to something else, but he's back with the shit. So I mean, my biggest thing to him is protect your peace, man. Protect your peace. Know when it's time to check in and when it's time to check out, because this will drain you and have you out here walking around like you've never the person you're not, saying shit and talking and all kind of shit. Like, if it ain't you, it ain't you. Glad your mom and you talked. My mom would die when I was 18. I regret not having a relationship with her. I'm the most like her, so that's a bonus because her slick ass spirit is still here. That's so true. That is so true, and I'm glad we did too. I'm glad we did too. Absolutely. And it's so funny you say it, because I'm just like my mother. That's where I get my snapping spirit from. My short temper, all of that shit I get from her, and I see it, and I'll be trying to catch myself because I talk about. I'm like, you just got a temper. You always quick to react. Calm your fucking conscious. Ugh. And I'll be having to tell myself that, hey, Kingsman, good morning. What? Never seen Miss Toby. And it was so beautiful because I remember when I sat down with my attorney, the first thing I said was, well, when he pulled me over, I didn't even think this was going to be nothing, but he pulled me over and said he saw my Florida plates and he didn't recognize them in this area. So, he pulled me over. And that's how I said it, not knowing I was saying ver fucking Batum what was on the cam. So when we got the disc back with the video recording, the dash cam, all of that, and my attorney put the story together, that you should have saw the police officers sitting in there. They were trying to offer me all kind of conditions. They wanted to give me the bond back. They wanted to give me, I don't know what the fuck. I was like, To this day, King Roman is working on that. Okay. I don't want to work for too long, so I want something on the dollar. I definitely want to get something back. And the fact that they dismissed it, they offered an expungement. And when I tell you they offered an expungement, normally you have to do certain things to complete an expungement. These folks actually were trying to bypass all of that stuff and make it a very conditional process for me. That's why it moved so quick. So yeah, and it was a completely wrongful uh, conviction. It was completely, it was the scariest time of my life because I didn't know what I was gonna do to my dog. I was packed to go. I had all my shit packed to go. So I'm just thinking like, what the fuck is gonna happen now? They talking about if nobody comes for your dog, we're gonna take him to a pound. I said, yeah, okay, here we go. This is how people. Okay, so I called my friend, the guy I was dating at the time, and he came. And it's so weird because I had just moved here, and so that moment makes him feel like he's a staple in my life. And Rashad, if you listening, you definitely, I definitely appreciate you for that moment because I don't know what I would have done without you. I appreciate it. I was embarrassed because I never wanted anybody or you or anyone to see me in that light. I was definitely so embarrassed when I had to call you and tell you what happened. But you came through, you and your, I think it was your auntie. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful because I didn't have family in where I was living at the time. So for you to come through like that, it meant so much. I wish things would have been different, but I really do appreciate us being friends and you connecting with me every once in a while. I connect with you, but I really appreciate it because I didn't know what to do. I'm sitting there like, "Gonna take your dog to a pound." I'm like, "A pound?" He doesn't even know what it means to be in a pound. Like, are you talking about a pound of dog food? He don't know what that means. So it was, I was like, okay, um, what was the necessary? What was that necessary? No, it was not. It was not. It was not. It was not. And I kept saying in the cell, I said, "Is someone gonna take these off of my feet and my ankles?" And they said no. And I'm watching people come in hands all free. Worse shit than they trying to get me on. Worse shit. And I kept looking like, well, what's going on? So after a while, I say, this is all collateral evidence. This is the evidence. And so all of that helped me out. All of that. And it went to the point where my attorney was, don't make us subpoena the cameras from your booking area as he's coming in so we can clearly show the connection to this being of a racist nature. Bitch, they backed off so motherfucking quick. They didn't want to show them cameras because if they'd have showed those cameras, it would have led to another issue that everyone you pull over in York County on I-95 at that during that period of time were black. And then everyone you didn't pull over, I mean you that weren't black, got the special treatment. So they didn't want that story to be out there. Oh baby, listen, you know my TC was not gonna let me not. She was, and now y'all get why I always talk about Pennsylvania. I and so my cousin, I was like, baby, come get me. I do not want to drive through Pennsylvania back to New York. Come get me. Come get me. Because I just don't have time to deal with it. Bless your heart. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm grateful. Oh yeah, she came through. Oh yeah, she came through. Hey, mister, good morning. Good morning. Not porn bomb. Oh, it was hacked. I mean, the shit people come up with it, and it was fucking Memorial's Day weekend. I mean, there was nothing else to do but sit around and hack someone's YouTube channel for what? Like, what the fucking purpose? What's the purpose of that? You know, and then it's bittersweet because yeah, I'm sure Spellboy can build another channel, but who wants to do that when you have all of that history, creative knowledge, that body of work on your own channel? Who wants to do that? You know, it's really a bitchy fucking move. That's the kind of shit that you got to sit back and plan a fucking plot of attack because it's like, okay, I get you. Not a fan of Treecey. No, fan of Treecey. She didn't deserve that. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm not. I'm with roasting and gagging, but not folks going to jail. Yeah, it's like I'm not going to jail over YouTube. No. Yes, I was happy she was back. Yeah, I ain't with the shit. I wouldn't make a good girlfriend. Oh man, and that energy won't necessarily come back in the way or a place that then give or expect. That goes for giving good and giving bad. Yes, it does. That's why it's always great. That's why I always say do something positive because putting out good energy all the time, like just something positive, some random act, you know, in the smallest things, you can hold the door open for someone you would never normally hold the door open for. I've done that the other day, you know, coming in my building. This bitch, I don't like her. I don't like her or her fucking dog. But you know, I said, let me do it. Let me just shock her with a nice moment. And I held it open. Hey, good morning. She was all, hey. Now what happens? Every time I see her, she's speaking. And I realized the power of just having those random acts of being nice, random acts of just extending that joyous part of you. Just you don't have to do it to everyone. Just, you know, I was in the store ringing out last night, and this girl in front of me, clearly she didn't have the money for what she was buying. It was like $3 or something. I'm like, I didn't even say nothing. I just swiped it for her, and it was like, it's okay. You can keep it moving. And she just was like, "Oh, thank you, oh my god, thank you." I'm saying to myself, "Girl, it's $3. You are good. $3 on me waiting in this line. I'd rather just get you out the door." But those random, they go a long way because you'll never know when your moment comes when you're standing in the line and your cards have declined, or you don't have the money, or you left your wallet or something, and you need someone to come swipe. That energy is there for you to get it back. I did this for someone. So, it's universal. That's why it's always good for you all to go read the book, The Alchemist, because it talks about universal energy and conspiring. You put out into the world what you want to be. And if you really feel like that, things will line up for you like that. It will manifest itself in a way that becomes your way of life. If I want to be a veterinarian, okay, then I'm going to start hanging around vet people who, are vets. My life will become that. It's called universe conspires to help you. But if you don't recognize that and you're just wandering, you sort of become sucked into everything. So, yeah, I definitely believe in energy. Um, Absolutely. Good morning, Linda B. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the news crew, where we talk about any and everything in the news, hot topics. And I love, you all dropping down and bringing new stuff and telling me like things that you want to talk about too. I hope that officer gets fired and no pension. That officer has done that before. Oh yeah, I could look at him and tell he's done this before because I was saying stuff in the car. I'm like, I don't understand. I have no criminal history. I don't understand how it went from you pulling me over from this to now I'm in this situation. And I'm like, and I mean, he literally couldn't believe it because when they pulled me up, I had no criminal record. I'm not a fucking. I don't have a criminal record. Even this to me is fucking funny. I got a few parking tickets. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that kind of guy. And they were looking. I'm like, I don't have shit. I don't do shit like that. I try to stay out of trouble. I don't go down the path of trouble. I don't seek trouble. So I do too. But unfortunately, no, because what they do is they protect the officer. The officer's been removed completely from this case. And so now I'm just dealing with the ADA. Um, Rashad, yes. Yeah, that was my boo thing. Size, color, attitude, everything was perfect. We just that we two alpha males. That's it. Two alpha males. He wanted something, and I would be like, no. And he would get an attitude, and then I would want something, and he would be like, well, what the fuck? So it was just like, and then we started being competitive. Who's doing something? Who's doing the best? Who's doing more? Who's doing best? Who got it best? Who got more money? Who's doing this? And I realized that, and it was like, I'm about to get a new car. I'm about to get a new car. And it was a race to who gets a new car. I don't want to do shit like that. I don't have time for that. You get the shakes every time you hear police sirens. You were traumatized. Uh-huh. Don't think I'll be giving local news in a strategic way, because I'll be very strategic about some of the advice I'm offering because it has definitely served me well. So absolutely, you get it. You already know. This is my getting shout out to him. Yes, he definitely. Yeah. Oh, he don't like that. Don't take it to your head, nigga. You still the nigga. You know what that was all about. I'm praying that those people never forget that situation, that God keeps changing them and they have a heart change. A heart change. I agree. I don't know how they never see Florida plates when here in New York. We always drive through Pennsylvania down south. Period. And that's why I said I fucking can't stand Pennsylvania, because it's the connector state from upstate New York down to the south. And you got to go through Pennsylvania. And they are they are just sticklers. My cousin says she don't really worry about it. And I said, yeah, it's a different experience between a female and a male, and then a black male and a female with kids. It's totally different. But it wasn't for me. That police station, I would have owned it. It would have had been in my name. Mm. Change isn't always about the macro moves. Quite often, it's about a lot of micro moves. A lot of micro moves. I mean, literally a lot of micro moves. And yeah, and you must know the people involved. Like, you can't just send, you know, your legal case. You can't send that to any and everyone, because some people are not on your plane. It takes really, it takes you some effort to figure out which politicians or which office of compliance you should be sending your cases to get some resolve. We sent ours all over the state. We actually sent it to 24 offices, copied it with the summary of what the court decided to do, and then what our action is moving forward. And that's how we begin to receive the biggest response. We sent it to all the way up to, I think it was the office of chief of staff or something, the staff, because we couldn't get it to the governor's office directly. So we sent it, I think it was his chief of staff office or human resources office. But that's when we saw we got a letter back. We have received your case. If we have any questions, we will reach out to you. We will have a response within 4 to 8 weeks. And we got that response back, and it was exactly what we thought. Upon further review, we are now initiating discussions with the local office. I was like, I'm sure you are. This shit, all the evidence is there. I've done nothing wrong. I wasn't speeding. There was no probable cause to pull me over. He literally pulled me over because he saw a black man driving a nice rental car. I think it was a fucking, they upgrade me all the time at Hertz. And so I got a Mustang. But I did, it wasn't because I wanted the Mustang. It was because I was trying to go right then and there. So I instantly had to go get a rental. Went to the rental place. They had to give me what they had right then and there, which was a fucking van. I don't want no fucking van. So then they said, well, the next thing we can upgrade you to this Mustang. I said, that's fine. I'll take the Mustang over a van. So I'm in a Mustang, Florida plates, and mind you, I'm not even that kind of guy that be flashing and flogging. I'm like a regular deck. I'm like chill. It wasn't nothing for me. I was going to park that bitch and go see what was going on with the family. He saw that, and I wasn't speeding. I think I was listening to some Lauryn Hill because I remember everything is. It was that Lauryn Hill or India Ari, one of those two. Um, and I saw the lights, and my heart I was like, here we go. And that's Murder She Wrote. No blood alcohol content level. That's all they were waiting for. They thought they were going to get a blood alcohol content level, and I was going to be drunk driving. They got that back 0.00000. Assholes. The cult followers need to use their individual minds and stop the group think. The police use those stops to find evidence on black folk. It's the ones who have minor offenses that end up losing their freedom for decades. Yeah, especially when you're uneducated and you don't know your rights. When you don't know, you like before this, I wasn't aware of a lot of my rights, and then afterwards, I became aware of some things. Of how you really don't have to be afraid of police if you get you an attorney and call them bitches right on the spot. Hey, this just happened. Is it what's up? And become armed. They are lawyers for a reason. They protect you, from those kinds of things. So I think it's always important if you're going to engage, make sure you have some good legal knowledge, some sound knowledge, or don't say nothing at all. Facts. The change that the government is doing now are micro moves that create macro problems. Oh, so I want to thank it's 47 of y'all in the room, in the building, and could you all please make sure you hit the like button, share the video out, subscribe. Definitely will be back tomorrow in the morning. We're gonna do local news. So much stuff for me to catch up on, so much stuff for us to talk about. And I know that it happened already, but I still want to talk about it. So we're gonna go to the Uvedale police shooting because there's so many angles of this. And I hope you all are listening to the news stories, and as everyone is saying, what were the signs? Were there signs? And I'll be sitting there back like, there were some signs. And I love that because that's all I look at in these stories. It's like, baby, there were so many signs. And as I've been hearing more about this story, Uvedale police shooting, I don't want to say too much. There were signs there. What I find funny though is that this man was shot and killed. And then you have Buffalo, where it was almost like an immediate slow disarming of this guy. So the connection is there. I wonder if America realizes that as much as I realize that. The police. Thank you, Carrie Ray. Very Carrie. Yeah, yes, we back on it. That's why it's important for blacks to understand their rights and stay silent when dealing with the police. Absolutely. Quickly. See, for them, silence is not an acceptance of you not knowing what you're doing. It silence is they already understand. You see anybody else, immediately a police officer says, I have nothing to say to you, officer. Should I do that when I walk into a mall and an officer look at me? I have nothing. I don't know. Don't come with me on no bullshit. I'm an upstanding citizen. I pay all my fucking taxes. I take care of my people, related or not related. You can't put no shit on me. Don't come over in that bullshit. And I feel empowered to feel like this because I do some of the right shit. I do own some, take responsibility for some shit. So you're not finna put that shit on me. If I'm fucking up in the world or if I'm doing things that are criminal or illegal, I accept that and I stop. But you're not finna put on here that I'm a black man and are you the fuck out of here? Are you kidding me? Are you nuts, sir? No, that's not me at all. Now I can be, but I choose not to be a criminal. That's not my lane. That I'm certainly, and people with these minor offenses, that's certainly not their lane as well. So yeah, the that side of it is done for me in terms of adjudicating it through the legal system. Now we're dealing with this civil case, and it'll be very interesting. It's been going on what, a year now, because with the COVID pandemic, it's been pushing things back, discovery back. Like it took them almost 6 months to hand over the digital disc of the audio of the body cam, and the video from their dash cam. And then first they said there was no audio on the dash cam. And so then we said, well, then give us the body cam audio from when you were riding in the car. Then they're like, well, we have dash cam audio. So we were playing games the whole fucking time, because they were trying to say that I was saying certain things while I was sitting in the back of the car that made me appear hostile, that gave them reason to want to detain me the way they did. So we're like, well, then prove it. You can't just say I did that. Prove it. What did I do? What did I do? What did I say? We get the damn 6 months later. Now I done told my attorney during this time, I'm like, no, I didn't say nothing. My attorney had to start looking at me like, what did you say? I'm like, I ain't say shit. I said, I cannot believe I'm being arrested. I said, where's my dog going? I said, are y'all gonna call the rental company? I was asking questions. I never came out my mouth that I'm gonna hurt somebody or do something. But we got the damn audio back, y'all. First of all, it was so muffled that I could have made them believe I said anything. But when they had got the transcript from the audio, it literally was me saying, where's my dog going? I cannot believe this. Do I get a phone call? I was doing all of that stuff. All of that stuff. I asked at one time, could you let the window down? Because he was just driving so fast, and it felt like I was in that car for so fucking long. I'm like, I just need help. But I was a soldier. I was a whole fucking G. Book, and then it's during COVID-19. So I get out the car, the lady gonna ask me, the COVID questions during that time. Have you been out the country? I wasn't saying shit to the bitch. Have you been out the country? I was just looking at her like, open your mouth. And then she gave a swab, and I walked in. I'm not saying nothing to none of you motherfuckers. Don't say shit to me, bitch. Don't say nothing to me. Put me where I need to be and wait till attorney come. Ask that motherfucker. And that's how I was feeling. I was feeling real. I started feeling like, okay, you bitches got my back up against the wall. Yeah, I got to get the fuck up out of this. So got up out of that 8 a.m. the next morning. Now I'm downtown. No transportation. Mind you, I had to still be back home. So we took care of that, got myself back home, got my dog, got myself back home, and we couldn't even deal with the passing of my uncle in the way we wanted to, because my TT was so focused on what was happening to me during that time frame. And that's what made me so mad. Like during this whole period in time my uncle passed, it was like that overshadowed it. We really couldn't deal with that. And then 2 months later, my brother getting a damn near life threatening shootout. I guess he was standing outside a bar in Florida, and this dude drove past the club and shot them. Shot him up. And this is me and my brother. I don't know if y'all can see us, but y'all can tell which one is me, of course. And then that's my little brother. But y'all can tell which one is me. I might post it one day. But so they shot him up, paralyzed from the waist down. So he was bed rest. So I went down there for my birthday, because then same year, lost my uncle, went to jail. My brother gets shot and paralyzed. Then I go down there, and I'm just like, and this is during the period of time my mom was like, "Welcome to the family." Everybody now welcome. Everybody done been to jail at least once. I'm there. That shit really rubbed me the wrong way, mother. I do not want to be. That's not what I want to be known for. Not at all. I was priding myself on being the one in the family who was not incarcerated. So that was like, damn, she must really don't know me because this is not something I'm proud about at all. It's like because then at that time you wouldn't be able to fill out job applications or do anything like that because that comes up as a part of a criminal record. Thank God. I just thank God. And I wish that moving forward, other people understand the effects of having an attorney and getting your shit in order. But then my brother, that went through my brother. And then this is when I started my YouTube channel. And that following December is when I broke up with my dude. And that's what led us into that year last year. So it was a lot going on during that period of time. And that's why I say you never know what somebody go through in terms of that jail. And I know that I can understand that how Treecey was feeling during that period of time. Have a good day. I'm off to work. Have a good day, Carrie Ray. You've seen that video of Carrie Hilson performing in that little room. Did y'all know that one of the people killed at Buffalo invented a car that runs on water? Yes, that was a security guard. The security guard was going to conferences. He actually went to a conference with Damon Dash, I think it was, where he was trying to pitch his hydrogen propelled car. Absolutely. I read that, Black Swan. That got me too. Twitter is where the real tea was spilled about how the Latino community felt about Uvale. I said, y'all see how it is now? Exactly. Oh, we gonna talk. We gonna get into all of that shit. We gonna get into it because it brings up the point. So what now? Does this preempt a new bill for them as well? Because this is no different than what happened in fucking Buffalo. So I'm more so inclined to watch the aftermath of this situation. How heavy is this examined? What new restrictions are they putting in place? What steps are they taking to even go after their own people? Like, are they looking at law enforcement? Are they investigating? Which we do see some of that is happening. They're saying it took them too long to respond, almost an hour. And then I want to look at the Buffalo situation and say, what the fuck are they doing? What's the aftermath of that? Now we have to understand we're dealing with two different jurisdictions. We're dealing with Texas and we're dealing with New York, upstate New York, which I've already told you, upstate New York has pockets of racism. It's not a blanket racism, but there's pockets. You may be in this area, but you drive over here, it's nothing but one community of folks, and they look out their windows and see you get the police called on you. Absolutely. Your Fairports, all of those areas. So I'm curious too, and I hope people can really understand that. Yeah. Now you get it now. Oh, okay. Hey, good morning, Voodoo. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Lord Jesus, get them. They liable, don't they? I definitely was. I definitely was. And it was an experience that I don't wish on anyone, but I'm glad that I understand because I told you all part of my thesis was examining the reentry programs for former offenders, past offenders, and they're trying to re-enter society. I always forget the word. It's an X word. And that was part of my thesis and talking about programs and stuff like that. And so for me, going through that experience, I started thinking about all the things that I was talking about in my paper that would because even putting you in the position of being booked is like making you in the mindset of a criminal. It's up to you not to carry that mindset outside of the jail. Like, no, you're not a fucking criminal. No, you're not any of that. But sometimes we get bogged down in the process. We get bogged down in what's happening and we become that criminal. It's not like oh yeah, I did it or I'm a criminal, but you start thinking like, oh, I can't go for that job because and if I could tell people, that's the one thing I got out of this. I walked out that bitch like, fuck you hoes. I surely did. I walked out that motherfucking booking place looking at all them bitches, every last one of them. I had to go check out. She said, "You got your paper?" I must have looked at that bitch like, I don't have nothing. I ain't got a paper or nothing. I don't have nothing. Don't ask me. I don't have nothing. The fuck do I got a paper? And it must have was in a plastic bag that they gave you when you left out. It was all in my hand. I hold it up. Oh, she was like, I said, "Oh, I don't have shit. I don't owe you nothing, bitch. You did me a disservice. And you think I owe you some gratitude? I don't owe none of you hoes nothing. Bitch, you better be lucky I can't slap a bitch. So let me just go on out in some dignity." So I think the experience taught me the importance of maintaining who you was before, if you were in the right, a good person, and carry that shit out. You're not washing me from being, you're not wiping me down into a criminal. No, nigga. I'm the same Roman I was before, and I never felt like a criminal. I never felt like I did anything wrong. I always felt like y'all, okay. Even my TT was like, "You? How did this?" Even we laugh about it now to the day. She's like, and just to think, and you done been to jail over that. Cause it's like, it's crazier shit I've done. I've got out my car and hit somebody's car with a bat before. I actually have. Bitch, you gonna bump into my car and try to speed off, and then we finally catch up to each other. Bitch, I tried to beat the fucking back off this bitch. Back his car. Little it was some white college kid. Um, wow, the one with the big head. Duchess Kelly Love. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You had me rolling watching your video talking about some Miss Maywood could be next. It wasn't that. It was just listening to you talk about I don't want to fight nobody. I don't want to do none of that. I'm like, if people could meet you and understand that's how you be talking, like it was so funny to watch. I'm like, that's the real DKL right there. He done took it all off. He was sitting there having a conversation. It was so funny to watch you. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. He is to this, to this day. And the sucky part is, me and my brother don't talk anymore. We used to have a very good relationship. I don't have any favorite brothers, but we were very close. We were raised together, and my mom said some things to him, and that angered him, and he sent me a very nasty message, and we stopped talking. And then this happened, and it's like, there's moments where I want to check on him, but it's like my brother will not say nothing to me for my birthday. His birthday comes on November 2nd. He'll text me on October 30th, like, "Hey," because it's almost indicative of you want me to do something, or you're expecting something. So I just let him be. I get updates from my aunt and my mom on how he's doing, but I would love to talk to my brother. I would love to have that relationship with him again, but right now I'm doing one thing at a time. I'm working on some things. I'm gonna work through my mom. We're gonna get to my brother, because I refuse to have a Thanksgiving like I did last year, or a Christmas where I was so down. Y'all not seeing me like that this year. This year is all about, we we know what we don't know. And you all told me last time, y'all are like family, like for real. So I'm not gonna feel the way I felt last year. This year it's a whole different vibe. Like I feel like I do have y'all, and some of y'all can relate. If I'm feeling down or something during the holidays, I can go live and kick it with y'all. We can joke, laugh. So I thank y'all for that, because that is a part of that's gonna be a part of my story. And I have to accept that. I never thought it would be, but I accept that growing this channel out, as much as it is content for you all, it is therapy. It is great. It is wonderful to come and talk to you all. Yeah, it's like talking to a bunch of strangers who don't know you, but that makes it even easier for me to just be myself, because I don't have to put up a front. I don't have to, I could just be like, y'all, you know what I mean? And deal with the good and the bad. So, like I said, I'm taking one thing at a time. I know I'm gonna repair the relationship with my brother. I just need to make it clear to him of how I felt when he sent me that message, and why I backed away from him the way I did. And then I think we'll be better. But yeah, he's been paralyzed. Then my other brother just doesn't see it for the gay lifestyle. So it is what it is. Yeah, thank you, DKL. Yeah, you had a horrible year. Oh, baby, that year was crazy. That year was like a come to. And then that January is when it all kicked off for me and my mom, when all the shit hit the fans. And I was like, oh shit. So then that March of last year, I went and got therapy. I had therapy all the way until May. And from March to May, I was it's something they call, it's like regressive therapy. So it's like she would ask me, can you go back between the ages of 0 and 5? Can you tell me about a happy time, happy moment? And some of the moments I was sharing with her were like, boy, you got post traumatic. You haven't gotten over these issues. You quickly move on. She was saying that when you quickly move on and don't close the door to things, you bottle it up and they come out in other things because you're responding how you think you should have responded to that closed situation. You've never learned from a closed situation because you don't close them. You move the fuck on. You tell people, no, I'm done, and move on. And yes, that's what I do. I literally will be like, okay, whatever, bye. And now learning that and moving forward has been wonderful. I've really learned how important it is to communicate and be carry things to the end, because if you don't, you will carry that. You have no choice but to carry the experience of a closed situation into another situation, because you never close something. So now you expect that I ended it like that, this next one I'm gonna end it like that. And that's how I was going. I was fucking people. I was like, fuck you, bitch. I had some of the most amazing friends in my life. Baby, fuck you. I don't need you, bitch. You got me fucked up. And I looked around and it's like, well, now. So therapy helped out a lot. It brought me back to life because I was a cold ass motherfucker. I was cold as hell. And even my YouTube channel during that time frame, I was very spotty with coming on. Like every once in a while, every couple of weeks, I was not paying attention to celebrity news like that. I would just do it sake for the YouTube channel. And then I finally got over it. And a part of that was growing with you all. From that Run It Back series, I was like feeling the connecting the energy, and then it just rebirthed into like I really enjoying my YouTube channel. And then when I took my first like that first week off and I came back and you all were like here, that was like when I think I came live and was like, this is my channel, yo, this feels good, this is amazing, we're here. So I'm enjoying this, and I think this is therapy is just as much as going to therapy because I get to get some feedback, whether it's good or not, whether I like it or not. Activated knowledge. Good morning. Good morning to you. God bless your brother. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Clyde and those names, baby. What did the Latino community say? Well, for one, the response. So the Latino community felt like the same thing that Black people's feel. They felt like the response time to the shooter coming into the jail was shorter than it would have been for a whiter counterpart. And those are things we've said before, considering the area, considering the community is 98% Latino, which I didn't even know that. So, considering all those factors, they think that that played into allowing this man to be in one classroom targeting about 14 students. And I think it's now up to 22 people have died from the situation. So yeah, we got a lot to examine tomorrow. I'll definitely need y'all back here because I'm going to definitely chop this bitch up. And we got some crazy stories too. For real, for real. Karen, you are a great example of strength and of a balanced mind. Oh, thank you. Oh, baby. Thank you. I'll try my hardest to be. I really do. I try my hardest. And I want to say shout out to my auntie because I get it from her because I could call her with screaming at the top of my lungs. The first thing she's gonna say is, "We can. I mean, calm down. We can get through it. It's not a big deal." And that approach has helped me understand that you can get through almost anything. Just gotta calm down. Pockets of ultra conservative and places that are uber liberal. I hate them. I hate them. Even when we went to Florida, you know, people automatically expect you to be like it was just you to be poor or do poor things. And then me and my cousin sitting down talking to this man, and he's just looking at us like I'm sitting here thinking like this man really thinks that we are uneducated and poor. And I'm in awe because that's what people think. You're young, you're dressed like X, Y, and Z. You got these kids with you. Y'all gotta be up. No, bitch, don't get it twisted. And that's what we ran into. You know, trying to get tickets to certain things that were already sold out. It was just like, then one place had nerve enough to ask, "What is our income?" I said, "Excuse me." No, the kid's lucky I did it for them. Well, I wasn't doing no shit like that. See you tomorrow. Okay, see you up. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you as always. Okay. Hey, Risa, good morning. Miss you. Miss you. Not Michael Douglas. Oh, Michael Douglas. Okay, I'd be wanting to be a criminal so bad. I don't know. I just missed her. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I would have been her co-conspirator, helping her all underground. We'd have took this operation west. I'm telling you, it would have been the west expansion of, of the Underground Railroad, baby. Yes. Don't let absolutely not. I don't even let no one will criminalize me. Don't make me a victim. I don't want none of that shit. I don't I hate that shit. You know, you may ask for a little bit of help and then all of a sudden you the poor kid of the block. I remember one time I was oh my God, I don't like feeling like that. I don't like feeling deprived or selected out or anything like no bitch, whatever you can get, I can get. And maybe that's because my auntie instilled that in me and having her support. But I feel like any of us in America, black people, we should walk around with our heads held high. Even if you don't have the resources to get it, know in the back of your mind that anything and everything is possible. Shit can happen. It may not happen to you today, it may not happen to you tomorrow, but it will. Shit will turn. The tables will turn. You just got to be ready for it. DK's a full online. He is. Oh my God. DK. And I was watching that video and I said, that is just him sitting there just like that. I could just see us sitting there talking. I'm like, that is DKL. That shit is funny as hell. Oh my God. Sounds like you're a black sheep. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, like you're the privileged one. You got everything. And then, so go check on your brother. You never know what he's going through. Okay, Miss Toby. I will reach out to him today. I'll reach out to him today. He does. My brother will text me as if he's texting my aunt. So say hi, aunt, and then go into a message. But he knows her number, but he does that to me quite often. And I won't respond because it's like, do you want me to tell her this or you just want to talk to me, but you don't know how? So I'll reach out to him today and just say, what's up? I'm sure he's watching. I'll reach out today, say what's up. Listen, I have no grudges against you. You definitely hurt my feelings. You definitely offended me. I want to get past that so we can move on. And I think we need to have that conversation. So he's a Scorpio. Yes, he's a Scorpio. Absolutely. Oh no, I spent 1 year not speaking to one of my sisters, and that was one of the worst years of my life. I'm glad we made it back together before my dad passed because I needed her. Oh, yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah. Wow. Uh, right on time, Miss Toby. Yes, I feel it. I do, and I appreciate it too. It's not, what I'm saying. I really do because it's not like it's like an organic growth. Like we all literally are just like growing together. The more I share, the more we grow together. So I appreciate it, and don't feel bad ever saying like, "Yo, you need to do this or you need to do that." Because I take everything, I don't take it negatively. I always try to look for the positive first before I look for some negative. So y'all feel comfortable like saying or offering up something or telling me some words of advice or I'm never too old to get some knowledge. So hopefully he is getting mental health. Baby steps. Yes. Yes. Baby steps. I love this chat. Everyone in here is always so cool and nice. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm putting it in the universe about you and your brother's relationship. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Miss Toby. All right. All right. I appreciate that. Yeah, for both of my brothers too. And the one who doesn't really understand my sexuality, I don't he doesn't have to understand it. I just want him to take it away from looking at me as his brother. Like that has nothing to do with me as being your brother. So hopefully that's going to be a whole big mountain of crime because he has my nephews and I haven't saw my nephews in like 3 or 4 years um after finding out that the real reason why I couldn't see them. And so I'm over the hurt of that. I'm in a better place if you all can't tell. Over the hurt of that. It's just that I want to have a conversation with him, but he's not at a place where he's open. My other brother is very, very much so. I don't need nobody. He's a ladies' man. He's like a I don't know. Like we are the same. We're alpha men. Yeah, that's what I get from him all day long. So, and I don't take it like that. I take it like, okay, all right, I get it. We didn't grow up together. We don't have really that bond that maybe him and my other brothers do. So, for him, it's like, who are you? You know, I don't got to accept what you giving me. So, and I get it. I get it. I just have to figure out that freedom there hasn't been matched. Every single person in here is wonderful to me. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, the community is heavily Latino based. However, their mayo is white, very reflective of how Latinos. Look at you adding more to the story. Now the mayor white. See what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. I can't wait to break this down tomorrow. So now we got a whole mayor white and a 98%. Yeah, that's huge. That's volumes. And on the other slide, I say the same thing about our black communities where you have these precincts or these districts or these wards where the majority is black, and then you have these white aldermen. Like, where's the disconnect? What don't we see? You see that a lot of times in Chicago. Hey Fran J. All the police really be out of pocket. What does your income have to do with anything? Like, what does the what like? So my income dictates what? Yeah. Tough times our wave. Amen. Times our wave. They EBB and flow. They ebb and flow for that call contact. Okay. I am. Love forgiveness too. Yeah. Great way to be a rough time. Yeah. Okay. We nice. Gang, nice gang. I'm only telling you this because I've grown to care for you. I'm the only child, and both my parents are gone to glory. I wish I had siblings. Oh, yeah, and then like it just reminded me to think about the fact that we're losing a lot of time together. Like we're not getting younger, we're getting older, and I always wanted to take like a brother's trip where we just all go out. Oh shit, my camera. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Where we all just go out, go somewhere, do something. I told you I'm big on camping, going outdoors and doing all that outdoor shit. I actually want to take my cousin boys on a camping trip, go and buy all the gears and shit. Um, I just don't want to do no fishing. But I would love to do that with my brothers, like go on some trip or something, go out of town. I know, go to a strip club with my brothers. I like some shit like that, but we haven't even been able to get to that point because they're younger than me and they're still dealing with their lives. My brother got baby mama issues, the other one has life issues. We all got issues. But yeah, Miss Toby, I take what you're saying and I take it to my heart, and I definitely want to mend the relationship with my brothers. I don't know, this year I'm definitely in a better place than I was last year. Last year I was all about, I was in my dwelling in it, and this year I'm just like, I guess after seeing everybody go through their stuff and realizing things like, at the end of the day, I have to learn how to get through these situations and stop closing them out because it don't help me and it doesn't help the other person. And that's what I do. I always close it out. I always be like, okay, done, and move on. Oh, if I want to pin this, that's exactly like the mood I'll be looking for. For real, for real. Dang, that I'm chiefing, but thank you. Why their SWAT didn't go on. Every officer that went in to say their children should be fired immediately. Oh, friend. Go about day. That timeline is awful. A friend and I was reading up on the shooting on Saturday, and it's horrible. Especially that chief believing it was a barricaded situation with no further danger. I don't get it. When kids were calling 911, I can give you a couple of siblings. I got why a population of 60,000 even has a SWAT team? Why does the city spend 40% of their budget on police? Well, now that's indicative of what the police think about their city. If you ask me, that sounds to me like trying to preserve the race, not trying to be funny. What you got against fishing? It take too long. It just takes too long. If you could just drop it out into the water in the, they bit, that would be great. But I think it's putting it out there, all of that. It just takes too long. I can throw it out there now. And then a good chunk of the community are law enforcement via border patrol. So it took that one parent hunting from the barber shop to act with the BORTAC team and off-duty patrol agents to act. See, I gotta get more into this story because why my camera not working now? Come on now, what's going on? Uh, yeah, I gotta get more into this story because when I tell you I was getting pieces of it, I was out, I was reading pieces of the story, and I was looking at. I even looked at the Monique and DL Hughley story, which I was like, I mean, to me it was like nothing really there. They're mad, and it's really not an issue between Monique and DL. It's an issue between Monique and the headliner, the show promoter who put the show on. We're just getting to see these two act like this in the public. Please don't be fooled. They do this shit all the time. That headliner, that name on the ticket thing is always a big deal. And it's always a big deal in our community because for some reason we feel like we're always fighting to be recognized over the next one. And so you can see how that little mishap in communication turned into them two becoming battling it out. And I just was like, okay, that's not even worth it. This chat is amazing. I love the intimacy of it. It feels like an actual community. Hey, thank you, Risa. It takes each one. It's all of us together too. Kids calling from inside the classroom that he was still shooting at times. They heard them shots. Girl, you got me over here. Take your behind. Stop worrying about what you catch. Don't worry about losing the bait. Enjoy nature. Enjoy doing something new and relax. All right. I'm gonna have to add a little fishing in. I do have a friend who likes to fish. I always decline. I'm gonna have to go one day. Catch me a fish. I wonder, would I be able to catch a fish and keep it alive in a fish tank in my house? Can I do something like that? Like at least get a little bit of the pond water and bring it back and put it in the tank with the fish. I would like to do that. That sounds like something I would do. That Monique and DL should have been between Risa, why we be here? You be like I be looking at these stories like, and you really gonna talk about that? That's why I have to do an hour or 2 hours of hot topics because these topics don't be enough. They don't be meaty enough. It'd be like, okay, like the Blueface situation and his mom. Now we've been knowing for years that Blueface and his mom and sister, they all have issues. We've saw it on video before. We've heard him say things. And so this to me was no big, it was like the signs have been there that first of all, it's not even about the physical. It's because the mother and son, they have those are financial issues. That lady wants money. Did y'all notice when she first came out to show her face and all this stuff and put on, I've been following. Don't think I ain't been following. We the King Roman news crew over here. We got to stay on top of the news. But did you notice that when she first put her shit out on IG, the final story was, I've been working in your restaurant or doing something and you haven't paid me since September. I said, now, bitch, now hold up. This is what this is about. So when I realized that, I'm like, okay, y'all know it's gonna be more of this shit to come. This is not the last. This is not the first. It's I almost thought he was gonna put a fucking single out. To be honest with you, next, like it was gonna be a new single out. Mark my words, it might still be a new single out. But it's just like it was a slow news weekend, and those were some of the two bubbling up topics. It was just like, that's what we doing. That's not even cute. You got. But we're gonna talk about it on Friday. We're gonna get through it on Friday. My love is that I need to read up on the Texas shooting. I'm still not over 10 blacks being mass murdered due to their race. Gonna go read up. You sound like me too. Tomorrow we gonna definitely talk about it tomorrow. Oh, this chat also. I never usually talk that much in chat besides saying hello, but this chat and company makes me chatty. Oh, thank you, and I appreciate. I appreciate all your kind words and your advice, all of that good stuff, Brick Girl. Thank you. Back in the day, we went crabbing on the Hanover Bridge. Now, how do you do? Do you just throw a net down? Because you can't catch crabs by a fish. Can you catch crabs by throwing a fishing rod? Can't they open up their claws and let the line through? And if I'm sound slow, it's because in this topic and subject, I really am. Need somewhere you can just cast a net, come back and enjoy the catch. So, can I ask y'all another question? Do you skin your own fish and then cook it home and eat it too? Don't forget about to talk about Master P's daughter death. Oh shoot, I missed that one too. Thank you. Yes, yes. Yeah. What else been going on hot in these streets? I'm definitely taking notes. You're doing too much. Ain't nobody trying to keep a Nemo. You better have a fish rack on this day. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I would love to look at the tank like I caught you. I caught you, and I kept you alive this whole time. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I want to know if you can do it. I think I'm gonna do it. I wish I had a house, man. If I had a house, I would do shit like that. I would dig. I would have a pond in my backyard. Like I would create one myself in the dirt, and put in a little pond tub, fill that bitch with some water, and I would catch my own fish and put them back there. I would do some shit. Now that's the kind of fishing I would do if it's for me, because I'll be patient to get the kind of fish I want to put in my fishing pool. Had a Master P. I'm definitely going to have to talk about his 29-year-old daughter was the one on drugs. We use chicken bones. Get out of here. I have a lot of those. Yeah, that's where the problem be. Them scales get everywhere. My TT and my uncle, they love to fish and love to clean it and come home in the garage and clean them fish. And we be all walking over them scales and then want to cook it. And I'm like, did y'all get all the bones out or just the scales? Still reeling from the Buffalo shooting. There goes another one now at a school. I feel like most shooters choose schools due to wanting notoriety. I agree. I agree with you. I agree. It's become almost the easiest way to become a criminal, a criminal of the masses, a national criminal on a national level. I think you can catch them with a net. Mm. I was about to catch and clean my own seafood. I'm learning something. I'm learning today. I'm learning today was the daughter who passed away, the one battling mental illness and an addiction. I didn't even know Master P lost a daughter, to be honest with you. It's- oh, yeah. Mental illness and substance abuse. Rapper Percy Robert Miller, popularly known as Master P, on Sunday announced the death of his daughter. Oh, wow. An official autopsy report for Tatiana has not been released. A law enforcement source told TMZ that authorities arrived to the Miller San Fernando Valley home around 2:30 a.m., where she was reportedly pronounced dead at the scene. Rest in peace to Tatiana, and my condolences to him and his family. I'll definitely talk about that. Wow. Wow. I didn't even know he had. You never know what people have going on in their families. All right. All right, y'all. I'm back to work today. So much stuff to do. Hopefully, in like, let me see, I had to plan shit out. In August, I have some news in terms of work, some huge news. I think it's always a great achievement or accomplishment when you have gotten to a certain level, do certain things. So I've already done it. I just want to wait for time to go by so I can be in it to tell you all, to share with you all. And I think some of you all realize it the way I've been doing things like, oh yeah, I could tell. you got all that leeway. You must be doing something. So it's some good news, but I'll share that probably later in the year. So we are back. We are back. We are back. Tomorrow I will have local news queued up. I got some crazy stories for you. Some crazy stories for you. Um, yeah, I got some crazy stories. I don't know if y'all heard about the Ohio school where the kids put the blacks only fountains up and white only fountains up. I said no, that had to be an adult or a teacher behind that. So we're gonna talk about that. Um, I want to get in a couple of topics. So we'll do that. And then Friday I'm gonna do hot topics, and I want to drop the link, but I want to do a different day where I just drop the link instead of making it on hot topics. So I'll probably do a drop the link on a different day. I'm trying to find another day to go live and just do random, just having conversations. That's conducive to my schedule. So that I can, kick the shits and stuff like that. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to you all. I've felt your presence this entire week and weekend. Shout out to the subscribers. Thank you for holding me down. Those who stayed, I know I lost a few over the last week or so, and that's understandable. It's YouTube; it goes up and down. For those who stay, who've been around, I appreciate you. We'll get back to the Bad Boys LA review. We'll get back to all that good stuff. And then I'll start doing some things. I'm gonna start doing, what are they? Not panels. I don't want to do no panels, but I'm gonna start doing like having other other YouTubers, like either going on their channels or them coming over here. I gotta call it something, figure it out. But like I have like 3 people in mind. 2 I've already reached out to, and they're just like whenever you want to. And they're outside the beef sector. They're not beef sector. Attractive, attractive guys. I'm looking for a female. I know who I want. I just gotta reach out to her on the IG. So yeah, hopefully we push some stuff out. Yes, I heard about the segregation water fountains at that school. Oh, like what the hell y'all thought? I've kept fish. I've kept fish that I caught in the tank. Okay, all right. We fish all summer. At the end of the season, have a fish cleaning party, then fry up the catch outside in that big cast iron pot. It was a full family of it all. Down south, they do that. They fry their fish in those outdoor fryers outside, and they be having fish fries all the time. I am West Indian family were fishermen and smugglers. The Columbine gun laws have gotten looser with it's easier to obtain. These officials are in deep with the NRA and will do. You notice the NRA, the speakers at the NRA, which like the governor of governor of Texas decided to pull out and decline going to the convention. Clear as day. I feel you. I'm not West Indian, but not my family sounds a lot like yours. In my old high school, folks put nooses on campuses and did that white-black sign mess. It was predominantly Black, Latino, Asian, with some white leadership got them right out of there. What is wrong with people? And you have got to be in a weird state of being to think that it's okay to feel compelled enough to do that. Like, oh, let me go do this. Like, you really got to be risking your fucking life. Like, you really got to be like, oh, let me go try this. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you don't get your ass out of here and you don't take that, and it'll always be the weak bitches who can't really thoroughly express themselves publicly, so they got to pull that slanted shit behind the scenes because you'll get checked. If you can't do what you're doing in the public, in the eye of people in the public, you shouldn't be doing it in the first place, and not at no school. Like, these parents really need to have conversations with their children. But like I said, I really believe that's a situation where the school, some people in the school were complicit. Ain't no way you mean to tell me that happened without, like, you just don't do that kind of stuff. You don't go into black schools and you see the black students putting up all whites here and all blacks here. No, because they know that it's not something we do. It's not an environment that fosters that. But here it did. So yeah, I see EC ones. I made me can't relate to you. Oh, it's made me clean fish. I couldn't eat it. And I already stay having events in Texas and Houston. There are gun shows quite often. It's heavy out here. Crazy. Houston, we're gonna have to add Houston to the list. In South Carolina has now become like the number 1 or 2 place where gun violence is rising. So we'll talk about that too tomorrow on local news. Let me make sure I make that a point. Um, all right, y'all. Any closing out questions, words? I hope everybody goes into the. I don't know if y'all kicking starting work today or not, but if you are getting back to work, I hope you have a good day. I hope if you listening on the replay, I hope you have a good day as well. Thank you for coming. I was checking, just checking in with the crew, seeing what's going on. Let y'all know I'm still here. I just had to spend some time with the little ones, and they really enjoyed it, and like it was great. I needed that. I was my plan was to be a thought this weekend for the pride that was going on in the area. They do Black Pride and then they do White Pride. This was Black Pride weekend. But it's cool. It's no biggie. I can always find another place, opportunity, and moment to wear what I had. It's no big fucking deal. Really isn't. I'd rather do what I did. But I want y'all to have a good day today. Keep your eyes and ears to the streets. Always choose positivity first before you choose violence. And something else I want people to consider. Think before you speak or do anything. Make any action or move. Like be slow to react and quick to think. I think that's something I practice and I try to practice a lot. Even if you see a little shit out on the street, be like, oh, okay. I think it goes a lot when you have somebody who makes smart decisions and smart moves. So if that's anything I can leave with you all for today and for the rest of your week, be slow to react and quick to think. Because sometimes people are just looking for your reaction and they're not expecting you to think. And when you think on a bitch, they be like, wait. So that's what I'm going to leave with you all. And you all have a great rest of your day. Shout out Zappy, Zap, shout out to you. I know you somewhere. I know you're going to catch the replay, and I appreciate you. Zap is like, sends me like this nice email. I got this nice email from Zap. It was heartwarming email. I really, really appreciate it. I really, really do. So thank you so much. And I will see you all in the morning. And yes, if you don't mind, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, drop some crowns in the chat. Yeah, drop some crowns. Let me drop my own little crown. Drop a crown in the chat. Show your support. I appreciate it. Wait, what you say? Be slow to react, but quick to link is what my mama drilled into me growing up. Actions based off of reactions can get you into some mess. It can get you knocked the fuck off, head taken off. It really, really can. Everyone keep great. Thank you. You too. All right, you all. I holla. And until next time, which is tomorrow, deuces. Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Ow, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you.